Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Alathrix, and of course, welcome back to the sandbox mode before we get back into the adventure mode. Now, originally today, my plan was to do all the building in the adventure mode itself, but considering my plans have changed with what I'm going to be doing to the craft, that isn't really possible at the moment. So today, what we're going to be doing is, rather than upgrading in the way I was going to, which is just kind of continuing with the theme of the craft, I think it's time we finally turn this thing into a proper spacecraft with its controls. No longer are we going to be using pitch to get into space and back down. Instead, we're going to control our altitude far more accurately by using vertical thrusters. So loads of ion thrusters at the top and the bottom, and we're also going to make the craft look a bit more spacecrafty. Now, the problem with this is that once we do this, getting to and from the atmosphere is going to be really difficult. So what we might need is a secondary craft to get into the rings, but that's something for future Lathrix to consider. We could just add loads of ion thrusters or just regular thrusters on the bottom to get back into space, but for now, we're just going to run off the assumption we're going to build a secondary craft a little bit later on. So, first things first, I need to really change how this thing looks. So I'm going to be adding more thrusters to the back. I'm thinking about just copy and pasting these pods to make a more solid structure. These are all going to be solid around the outside, and maybe I'll have some more of the scaffolding style sticking out afterwards, and I do kind of want more of a bridge at the top. There's a lot we need to do, and we have a lot of resources to do it. So I'll be right back once I've made some drastic changes. So this is what we have so far, kind of looking like a sci-fi sword in my opinion, but I do actually really like how this is turning out. So the bridge is going to be way more pronounced and go a bit further back here. I want more things like this all over the craft just to give it a bit more texture. At the moment, obviously, it's very blocky just because I've only just built the basic structure. Turning is now installed into the sides a bit more. And now we need to start adding the thrusters on the top and the bottom. Now I'm kind of getting the sense of where the mass is going to be. Now all this is going to be connected, so I'm going to have to break down these walls on the side, and that's going to give us loads more space for loads more engine power, loads more laser damage, whatever we choose. I think I have about 200,000 more resources to play with before we get back into the adventure mode. So we are still sticking with a somewhat similar style than before, but we are making it chunkier and chunkier, and eventually all of this scaffolding will be absorbed into the craft as we need more space, and I think eventually it will be quite space battleship-like. I think that's going to be its final form. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I am happy with this. It took a long time to just get this shape, so I'm going to continue. And I'm going to figure out how this is going to work. Oh, then I also need to install the control block so I can control our altitude. I'm thinking of having it in the same way as we have currently, that is to say 5 and 6 control our altitude rather than our pitch, and as we hold it down, it'll just lock into wherever we go to, rather than just having a set amount of presets like -10, +1000 altitude, etc. I think that'll work. So this should work. Okay, let's say I wanted to go higher up. And I should balance in a second. It takes a little while to balance, but that's because I've not really balanced the PID. Oh, actually, no, that didn't take long at all. Okay, so we can now control our altitude by just pressing 5 and 6. I no longer have the perfect control over our pitch, although I can control it, which means right now I do still have the option of launching myself from the ground. And I could do both. That's the thing, I could have both, but by the looks of things, my manual control... Oh, yeah, I forgot when I have manual control, it does override the pitch controls. Oh, I have both then. Thank you, Lathrix. Now, back to building. I've just realised I no longer need to use light alloy then. Because I was only using that because we're going to be in the atmosphere so much and the ion thrusters are quite weak. If we are going to stay permanently in space and use a smaller craft, which I can spawn in to go through the rings, I can now swap over to heavy armor and regular metal. More health, more armor. Yeah, that's something I really need to do, actually. Can make some serious hard points on the craft. Okay, well, I'll think about that as we continue, because I'm still not 100% sure if I am going to do that option, or I'm going to go with the option of going into the atmosphere and then just controlling pitch, so we'll see as we go. By pitch, I'm going to say altitude. Okay, I'm going to do this bit. Oh, there's so much. Retrofitting an older craft, I swear, is so much more difficult than just building a new. I think it's also time to finally install some proper AI to the craft. It does technically have an AI, but it's a really basic one. What we need is a detection system, and we need the ability to allow our AI to take over the weapons, because right now the problem with our laser is it's very powerful, but I feel cheaty when I aim at a specific point. But then if I don't do that, I just go through sections of the craft, and it's hard to tell I've gone through it and I'm just doing no damage. So I think allowing the AI to take a little bit more control is completely safe, and in no way will the ship turn against us. I mean, look at it, it's clearly a good guy ship. It's here to be our friend. We should trust it with everything. Trust the algorithm. The algorithm knows best, like the video. Sorry, I felt really weird then for a second. Yeah, AI.
Listening. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out.
Oh, seeing this thing move by itself is so weird. I know it shouldn't be, considering this is From the Depths, where everything's meant to be AI-driven, but after manually controlling this thing for so long, it is bizarre. Now, thankfully, it turns out with the PID being so specific, it turns out even a really basic AI works fine. It currently thinks it's a ship, and it's very happy with drifting its turns, but it's doing just fine after a lot of tests. It seems to, yeah, it's got to the first waypoint, it's getting towards the second now. It's doing well. I don't think I'll use it for movement much, but it is good to know I can if I choose to. Okay, now I need to finish off the hull. Currently there's still loads of holes in it, for instance, and armor it all up properly, then decide how I'm going to arm this thing up. I think some small railguns are in its future, but right now I just want the AI functioning, and then we can go back into the adventure mode. Armor it all up. Add the AI properly, add the detection systems, add some more storage. I'm going to leave these places armored up but empty, then that can be for weapons in the future. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, I've moved all the armor down by 2. I'm going to add some heavy armor bases here in the middle for the turrets. The turrets I've just put back in the middle. Originally I was going to put to the side, but that's fine. And I've connected them to the AI. This will miss, by the way. Yeah, currently no detection systems. This is where the enemy is thought to be. Oh, it kind of hit for a second there. Although it has wasted all that Alpha Strike. Remember, our lasers are completely Alpha Strike heavy, so wasting that is truly atrocious. I've also gone back to the Void Beams, because honestly, I think they're prettier. What a waste of resources. Okay, let's sort out the eyes of this AI. Okay, first test of the detection system. I think this should be good enough. Now, it will bounce around a lot, because what's happening is every time it destroys the target block, it will then bounce to a new block, and it's completely randomized throughout the enemy craft. I mean, I saw a couple of shots very briefly hit the ocean, but that was just for a few seconds. I have done some retrofitting with the laser, so now its consistent damage is a little bit higher, and as you can see, it still very much melts through metal. Heavy armor I'm still going to have some minor difficulties with, but yeah, until we add some more laser damage, I think I'm very happy with that. Still need more engine power, though. This thing's expensive. I think the next time I add anything, I might just need to add more engines. This thing is going to burn through resource, but as long as it's burning through the enemy as well, I don't mind so much. So all I need to do now is complete the armoring up on the inside. I'm actually running out of resources again. I've added just a tiny bit extra to the laser system. I'm going to add some more of these anti-munition defenses around the craft and some more munition warners to make sure we can take out enemy missiles and such. Then we're going to get back into the campaign and see how we do versus the AI with our AI. I think maybe next time we upgrade, these are going to finally connect, giving us all this extra space here, and we are going to look more ship-like. So, go back to the adventure mode, see how the AI works, probably build a small craft that we can manually control to go into a ring, so we can increase the difficulty further. So I just spawned this thing in just to test out missiles, which is not actually firing at me annoyingly, but every time I see rapid-fire small guns, all I can think of is, you know, we could have hundreds of those on our craft and just rain down thousands of bullets. I will resist. Am I actually taking out some of those? Oh, I am. Wow, I'm taking out most of them, actually. Did not expect my defense system to work against rapid-fire small advanced shells. I was just wondering why my damage was going up. My engines are working hard. Can you fire your missiles, please? I mean, I know I have a strong laser system, I just didn't expect the munition warner to be able to catch such small shots. That is really weird and actually hard to see happening. I doubt YouTube's processing is good enough to show all those, but yeah, it's actually defending itself. Aha, missiles. Annoyingly though, I've used up loads of my laser damage, so these are going to be a bit weaker. I'm hoping they fire it far enough away, because these are big missiles with lots of health, I think. Oh, there goes one. And the other, and the other, and the other. Never mind, we're fine. And then, return fire. Yep, our continuous damage is a lot better than it was. Still not the best, but I am happy enough with that. We need to upgrade that later, and I think we need to fight... Oh yeah, still need to fix the engine. We just need to go back into the campaign now, I think. I've armored it up as much as I can. I want to have a bit more resource so I can do the bridge a bit better right now, so I'll wait. Okay, so with us firing, of course, our laser systems are going to be weaker. Will we still be able to stop the missiles? Oh, just about. Love it. I am so happy with this craft so far, which is very rare for me, and I'm very pleased. Okay, a few more changes, then back to the adventure mode. I've been here for hours now, but I'm really enjoying building a spacecraft for once. Although I am getting an itch now to build just a normal ship. Okay, about 5 or 6 hours, and it's gone from that to that. A complete rework on the inside, which took up most of the time, which isn't exactly very fun to watch, but still, this is probably now the last stage before it looks like a space cruiser or a space battleship, and it loses any semblance of its original plain aesthetic. So it went from that to that. I don't have the version saved with this bit armored up, but still, to this, to this. So they're the 3 true space versions, and of course we have the more plain versions which are completely in the atmosphere. I'm really happy with that progression, honestly. Okay, now finally into the adventure mode. I've been here for such a ridiculously long time, and it's time to get some combat in, and then we're going to try and find a blue portal, because then we're going to become a cruiser. I want to save up at least 400,000 resources, because at the moment this is going to cost, I think, 200,000 to upgrade. Then we're going to be about 700k or so in total cost for our craft after I use that resource, and that is when I want to go into a much, much higher difficulty. That's when we need to add some laser defense and everything. That's actually the one thing we don't have currently. Enemy lasers will still kill us. I need to get safely far enough away from this target first. Also need to go a little bit lower down, just because right now, when I retrofit, the new PID is going to try and throw us to, I think, 1,500. So once I start building the repair stuff for us, it'll get to that point, and then suddenly we'll be out of range of it. Is that far enough away? It's still firing, but not really hitting us how far away we are. Okay, stop. Let's get to work. It's a lot less stressful when you're in the blue zone. How does that not let me autofill? Does it matter? It's probably because we're in combat, actually, now I think about it. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was talking about. Hopefully it's not too far away. How far down is that going? Okay, weapons coming online. Come on, hurry up. Way too far away to be accurate. Let's not waste any more ammo. Okay, that should be enough. And let's move on a little bit, so I can get the bearings on the new craft. It's going to take a while for the engines to recharge anyway. It's kind of pretty. The enemy shells are being shot down before they hit us from behind as well. Even butt lasers. This craft is so much better than the old one. It doesn't feel like I've changed that much, but I really have. Yeah, I want to fight something different though. So let's just get out of range of that and see what else spawns in.
Moving out. Moving out.
kind of weird. This is probably the easiest way for me to move around now. Just give the AI an order and let it go. I wouldn't trust it to do proper maneuvers though, so I am keeping it manual enough. Manual waypoint control. So far it's doing just fine. It thinks it's an aircraft, but its AI is treating it like a boat, and that's working just fine. So my current priority system is literally just closest gets attacked first. Probably won't be able to take out many of those. We are taking a couple. I'm seeing laser damage come in, so... Actually, am I even being hit at all? Surely some of them are getting through. I'll be amazed if not. Ooh, that thing had a particle cannon. And lots of smoke defense. Might as well hold off for a second. It's not really worth wasting all that power. Just circle around it for a while. Until that smoke fades. Is that a Kraken? Okay, manual targeting for a second. That Kraken needs to go bye-bye. Still smoke. So you say it's unable to maneuver correctly, but I really don't agree with that warning. It keeps popping up occasionally, but every time I've done any maneuver so far, it's worked perfectly fine. It must be something the AI is trying to do, it's just not enabled. Ooh, that's exploding some of its guns. There we go. There's everything gone, but whatever that is. Kinda looks like a... Wait, is that another Kraken? It can't be the original Kraken. I thought the other enemy destroyed it. That's a lot of blue shells. What are blue shells? Change of plan. Turn. They're just kinetic or what? Come on, hurry up and blow up its weapons. This way manual fire would be so much stronger. You know what, actually, that's not really any threat. Target whatever that is. Doesn't look like it's got smoke. Also, I can't unlock my camera for my character at the moment, which is making finding combat very difficult to watch.
Moving out.
So it still keeps on saying that the craft isn't being controlled properly, but once again, I'm having absolutely no issues with it. The AI is doing everything I wanted to say. What's killed that? Because that wasn't me. Can't see the enemy over there. Can't really see any of them. Which one's closest? Guide me, O laser. Oh. Oh, little drones underneath me, didn't even see them. Think they're underwater? I'll manually fire that one. We all good? Nope, something just spawned in. Oh! That's the lasers. It might not have smoke defense though, just because it might be too difficult for the AI to defend itself and fire through its own smoke. Oh, it's twin guard. I love the AI controls though. The weapons I'm still finding very weird, but yeah. Try my best to get decent shots here while the camera will not unlock for some reason, so I do apologise there. I'm having loads of fun with this craft. The perfect fusion of AI and stupid pilot. Me! Oh, I love that Alpha Striker had a few seconds to charge. There's a lot of missiles there. They seem to be ignoring me, which is interesting. Come on, hurry up and finish it off. Seems like it's mostly disabled, but I want it to be finished. There are so many enemies right now. How is it still classed as alive? It's got a gaping maw in it now. There we go. Good night. Okay, I've figured out how to unlock our camera, so now I can actually watch combat properly again. It's just changed. Where's the enemy? Resource zone. Okay. Let's get you over there. Funnily enough, directly in front of us is actually where our munition defense is at its weakest. Probably a bit of a design flaw there, honestly, now I think about it. Look, normally we're running away from craft of loads of weapons, okay? I'm used to being a coward. Yeah, still capable of taking out cram shells, though. Just swapping blocks constantly, because it's got so many, it's mostly wood. Wow, yeah, manual targeting would have finished this off by now. Gonna have to vital components. Love explosions. It's like you've just burnt the outside off. Well, I feel weaker, but also feel less cheesy and a lot more free now, so I'm okay with that. My freedom comes at the price of sheer explosive damage. Thank you. Oh, only 15,000. I mean, it makes sense. It's a wooden target, but still. Why aren't you targeting the thing close to you? Why are you not targeting the thing close to you? The AI is definitely set to only target close. Not quite sure what happened there. Yeah, those cram shells are never getting through. Cram shells and slow-moving missiles are never going to hurt us again. Advanced cannons and lasers and particle cannons, on the other hand, are still things I'm very scared of. Wow, that was an instant kill on that craft. Confetti! Lasers will never have the sheer bulk damage of other weapons, but I'm finding them so satisfyingly calming. And I'm really enjoying myself at the moment. Having the AI handle a lot of the stuff and having different ways of controlling it is just a very fresh experience. Hopefully it comes across in the video, but as the player, lots of fun. Yeah, you're not bringing us down with harpoons, I'm sorry. We're in space. Okay, I think that's it. So, consider this a test of all the new systems. I've really enjoyed myself today. I've been playing now for like 10 plus hours, so yeah. But I am going to call the video here. The next video, off camera, I'm going to build a tiny little drone craft that we can use to go through the different portals, and then I will be finding a blue portal and then doing a serious upgrade, making this thing a bit more solid. I know it's not always fun, changing every single video, but I have really enjoyed today's video. Now, one thing I do need is some of the lasers at the very back here. That's like a little bit of a blind spot with the actual munition defense itself. It is so satisfying to watch. At some point, I'm just gonna make a video which is just me messing around with munition defense and just taking out volleys of shots, because that is so insanely satisfying. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next video, a massive upgrade, a little drone ship, and maybe weapons which aren't lasers, because I don't know how much more engine power I could possibly add to this thing. Whoa, that is satisfying. Oh, look at that! Okay, I think I'm finally running out of laser energy there. That was worth it, even if we are going to take some damage. Well, I'm going to run away now. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.